Alrighties. So standing, feet about hip width apart. And then you're just going to kind of fully relax the arms, close the eyes, give everything a bit of a shake out to start with. So have a wriggle through the legs, wriggle through the arms, maybe a bit of a walk on the spot, and then settle in a nice still space. So somewhere from which you can stack the spine nice and tall. Somewhere you don't feel like there's too much weight tipping forwards or too much weight hanging back. Somewhere that you can draw the shoulders back so there's this length and this space across the chest, across the collarbones. So you can breathe into that space. You can make more movement in the chest, more movement through the rib cage. And not only rising and falling in the front of the chest, but also this movement into the side of the rib cage. So movement out and a movement down. You're moving with the breath. And take 3 more breaths there. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, take a big breath in. And then big breath out, take the chin into the chest, bend the knees and slowly roll down. So coming slow into a forward fold. Come all the way down and wriggle the feet so they're a bit wider, the stance is more comfortable. I want you to cross the arms, so hold opposite elbows and just let the weight of the upper body fold forwards. So really let the shoulders come down. Let the chin relax into chest. It might feel tight to start with through the backs of the legs and through the lower back, but give yourself some time for the body to stretch and the body to open. At first, you might really feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Then it might change, might come around the backs of the hips, might go all the way down into the calves. Each exhale, see if you can shift more weight forwards. Holding for 5 more breaths in and out. Breathe in and out. Really nice and slow, long, deep breath. Then you're going to slowly roll all the way up. Take your time, pull the waist in. Relax the arms down by the side. And then once you've stacked the spine tall, reach the arms up to the sky. Breathe in, interlace the hands, stretch the knuckles up, wriggle the feet so they're closer together. Breathe in, lift the knuckles to the ceiling. Breathe out, take a side bend to the right so the knuckles reach to the right, the hips push over to the left. So really stretch and open that left side body. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Breath in and out 3. Slowly bring it back with control. Inhale, reach the knuckles up to the sky. And exhale, take a side bend over to the left, hips push to the right. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 1 more breath. Exhale, bring it back to center. Take the arms down by the side, release the hands behind the lower back. Re-interlace the fingers, stretch the knuckles back, wriggle the feet wide again, so a little bit wider than hip width. Bend the knees and fold the body forwards, reach the knuckles up to the sky. So relax the weight of the head. Let the chest, let the belly rest on the thighs. Drop the head in, so the back of the neck is a nice long, smooth line. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Carefully, slowly let the hands come down to the floor and step the right foot back, all the way back, rest the right knee down. So you can inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So lifting into a low lunge shape. Stay there. Breathe, opening through that right thigh for 3, 2, and 1. Then from that position, keep the legs as they are. Take the right hand down through the backs of the shoulders, left hand to the right elbow, and stretch the right tricep. So open through that right tricep. And if you like, push the body a little over to the right so it becomes deeper. If it's plenty staying upright, that's fine. But if you want to, a little side bend over to the left. It's going to open more through that right side. Breathe. And then come back to center. Take the right arm out to the side. So just reach it out to the side of the room. Stretch the fingers away. Take the left arm up to the sky. Bend the left elbow and let the head come over to the left. So there's a stretch through the top of the right shoulder. And then to make it stronger, you're going to reach those right fingertips down. But I'm stretching them down. Don't just drop them. Really reach down as far as you can. And you should feel that stretch into the biceps. It'll even go into the arm. I want it to be like a neural, kind of nervy, maybe tingling stretch. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Take both hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Bring the knuckles to your left hip. So I've weaved them around my back and they're on the left. And they're kind of locked there. So I can pull that right shoulder down and again take my head over to the left side. So over to the knuckle side, yeah. So really side bend into the neck. Left ear towards left shoulder. And then come back to center. Take both hands down and just step the left knee back. Just stay on all fours a moment. Notice the difference in the space through the left side of the body and the right side. And then step the right foot forwards. And inhale, take both arms up to the sky. So just starting that stretch, lifting up through the chest, moving that left hip forwards a little. Not so much that you have to worry about how far you've gone, but just enough that there's a slight stretch through the front of the hip. And then you're going to take your left hand down between the shoulders, right hand to the left elbow, and there's a tricep stretch. It starts there, upright, and maybe it leans over to the right a little. Depends on your balance this morning as well. But if your balance is off, just take that right foot out to the side, give yourself more space, give yourself a stronger base. Feel that left side of the body opening. And then slowly bring it back to center. Now take the left hand out to the side, right hand over the left ear, and just let the head lean over to the right. And then you slowly reach those fingers down and away. So really slowly, like you're pushing against heavy water. And then come back upright, take both hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, bring the knuckles over to the right hip this time, so they're locked in that right side. Drop your head to the right, and still an opening through the left side of the neck. Big breaths. 3 more in and out. Breathe in and out. Last one. Exhale, slowly release. Take both hands down to the top of your mat. Step the right knee back. This time from all fours, just look forwards, open the chest. Exhale, arching round. So hopefully lots of length and space through the side body. Now open through the front and open through the back. Take 3 more, open through the front and round through the back. Open through the front and round through the back. Final one, send the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders down the back, make that strong. Exhale, arch and round. And then neutral position. So flat spine or thereabouts. Take your left hand just an inch or so out to the side so you have a bit more support. Take the right hand up to the sky, breathe in, open the chest to the right side of the room. And breathe out, weave that right hand all the way underneath the left side of the body. Just stretch for the left side of the room. Inhale, reach up to the sky. So you're going to keep moving, open the chest. Exhale, thread that right arm underneath the left. If you need to wriggle the knees so they're in a better position for you, then wriggle the knees so you can make that movement nice and smooth. With your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Rotating all the way through the spine, all the way through the middle of the back. Inhale. Exhale. Next time you come all the way up, we're going to stay there. So reach that right arm up to the sky and then just roll some circles into the right wrist. Put a lot of pressure down through the wrists. Classes, you don't stretch them out that much. So just draw some big circles, but don't just kind of fling the wrist around. Really feel those circles. So really stretch your wrist all the way around. It's full range of motion. And then bring that right hand down. Take the left arm up to the sky, breathe in. And breathe out, thread that left arm all the way underneath the right side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, thread through. You have 6 more, moving with your own breath. Making sure that at the very top of that movement, your lungs are nice and full. That's the top of your inhale. And then as you exhale, you reach through to the right side. So that becomes a nice, big, smooth movement. We'll go for 2 more. I'm not quite sure where we're up to. After this one, everyone take 1 more. And then you're going to stop with that left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. And then up there, you're going to roll that wrist around. So just create some space in the wrist joints. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Okay, let that left hand come down. Right, you're going to bring, so just sit back on your heels a moment. Push your knuckles together so all 4 knuckles are touching. I'll just come a bit closer so you can see because I want that to be. So you want all your knuckles touching like that and your thumbs either in your fingers or just holding in, like so. That is what's going to touch the floor. So like that on the ground. Keep them together. So you lie your knuckles down onto the floor. So the top of my hand is touching the ground. And I'm not going to let the top of my hand lift, but what I am going to do is start to try and straighten the arms. And you should feel that stretch into the backs of the wrists. So look down to the hands. Try not to let the knuckles come apart. That makes it easier. So you keep the knuckles touching and you keep the hands touching the floor. And you feel that stretch through the back of the wrist, especially if you've been doing a lot of typing. Really try your best to keep the fingers in. Take 3 big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just sit back. Give the hands a shake out. If you didn't quite feel that and it didn't make sense, don't worry. And then take the hands out in front of you, thumbs out to the side, palms face up to the sky. So flip the hands, they face up, yeah. And then you're going to bring the fingertips down to the floor. You can let the hips lift, that's fine. You're going to try and push the heels of the hands down to the ground. So like we're on all fours, but the back of the wrists are facing forward. So it's, I can't see my hands there. So it's like that, pushing down into the heels of the hands. Now, for some of you, it might be really tight. It might be hard to get the heels of the hands down. That's quite easy. You can round in the back and look inwards. That just makes it a little stronger. Really stretching all the way through the back of the wrists. Take 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. One more breath. And exhale. Okay, and then let that go. Give the hands a shake. Come up to standing. And if you have some kind of like cabinet or wall or something you can lean against, we're going to use that, the bed, anything, just a piece of furniture that you can lean against. I'm just going to imagine I'm leaning for making things easier. Bend into that left knee. Step your right ankle on top of the left knee. So you have this figure of 4 shape, and then you're going to sit into that figure of 4. So we do it sometimes in yoga anyway without a surface, but it's quite nice with a surface because you can take the worry off the balance and you can lean back into it more. So really lean back into that seat. Imagine trying to sit down. If you have something so sturdy, you can actually pull on it. So maybe if it's a cabinet or something, you can almost feel yourself pulling the body weight back and getting a really big stretch around that right hip. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Take 3 more. Try and sit lower. Last 2. Last 1. And then slowly come up. Just give that right leg a shake out. And the left leg as well, I guess. Shake out both sides. And then go to the other side. So bend into the right knee. Lift the left ankle on top of the right knee. Hold on to something or the wall, whatever you can grab. And then you just don't need to worry about the balance. And you can really think about sitting that left hip down. So really trying to almost lean back into the hips. See if you can sit yourself back so you're like 90 degrees at the back of that right knee. So you're not up here. Really try and go down. Breathe. Let that left knee move outwards. Three more. Okay. After that 3rd breath, you're going to slowly come up. Shake both legs out. Then take the legs out wide. Turn the toes in. Have the heels stick out a little. So not the reverse of that. Tuck the toes in a little. Create more space around the lower back. And then just let the body fold forward. So you don't need to worry about the upper body. Just let it come down to the floor. And like we took that really long, slow forward fold at the start, I want you to do the same here. So take your time leaning forwards. Let the back of the legs slowly open. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2. letting the weight of the upper body pour forwards. So the weight comes more into the toes, away from the heels. As you do that, the hips might lift up towards the sky. Backs of the legs lengthen. You might give a gentle rock through the upper body. Just slowly let the body unravel. Find that stretch through the backs of the legs. And it might start just like in our forward fold at the start. It might be in the hamstrings that you feel it at first. But after we've been here for a few breaths, maybe it comes around the back or around the hips. Maybe even feel it into the shoulders. Take 5 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Last breath. 5. Release the hands down. You're going to bend all the way over to the left knee. So keep bending into that left side. The right toes might lift off the floor, so I'm just on that right heel. Or the foot might stay down, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want you to come into a nice deep bend on that left side. Stretch all the way through the right leg. And then stay really low. Walk the body over to the other side. Bend into the right knee. Stretch the left leg. So just your own long stretch through both legs. We're going to go holding it for a couple of breaths at each side. Just going to move back and forth a couple of times. So really working through the hips, staying nice and low, stretching out that right leg. And then shifting it back, hands over to the right, stretch out the left leg. We've got 1 more each side. As you come back all the way down over to the left foot, maybe this time you reach the right arm up to the sky, just to find more space through that right side. Doesn't matter if you'd rather keep both hands on the floor, that's fine. And then bring both hands down. Walk the hands over to the right, maybe lift the left arm up. And then slowly bring it back. Back through center, and then roll the spine up to standing. Come all the way up and have the toes tucked out this time. So not quite as wide in the stance. And then you're going to bend the knees. Don't let them come in. So really push the knees out. And I want you to have thumbs inside of the thighs. So you're pushing down into the thighs with the hands. So what happens is sometimes people can't get down. I want you to let the arms actually lock out. I know we don't say that much. And my shoulders are squashing the ears so that the weight is through my arms and there's almost like a length and a traction in the spine. I'm just going to go sideways so you can see. So my legs are taking the pressure. My thumbs are inside the thighs. My hands are outside and my arms are quite straight. If it's too much, don't worry about it. It's only one part of the class. But here, as I'm pushing down into my hands, there's a traction on the inside of both hips as well. So it's quite intense on the inside of both hips. 2 more breaths. And then you're going to let that right shoulder dip forwards, look over to the left side of the room. So now it just got even stronger through the inside of the right thigh. If it's too much, back off. Come back through center and then drop the left shoulder in, look over to the right. Once more each side, through center, right shoulder drop in, through center, left shoulder drop in, through center, and then come to stand. Give the legs a shake out. As I said, quite strong through the front of the hips, inside of the hips. Okay, and then we're going to do something that we did last night. There's a few of you who were here. We're going to open the chest against the wall. If it felt too much last night, I'll give you the other variation first. So the less intense variation would be to have the knees down, reach the arms to the top of the mat, and let the chest come down. So it's a long stretch through the shoulders, but it's also quite a bit of strength work through the shoulders to hold you there. To support yourself, I want you to feel the belly button pulling in. So that would be if this next option is too much. If you need a wall or a cabinet or something sturdy, you're going to be more than arm's distance away. So at the end of my hand, there's about a foot to the wall. I'm going to lean forwards, grab the wall, have my hands on the wall, and push the hips back, let the chest drop forwards. So my head comes down in that space between the arms. You need to relax the back of the neck, otherwise it's going to be a bit too stressful through the neck and the jaw. And it's a big opening through the chest. So if it feels too much, just come back to the floor, because it's quite an intense position through the front of the shoulders. So if it is too much, just come down to the floor. And even if that gets too much, then you're just going to rest into a child's pose. If you're there, we're going to hold 3 more big breaths in and out. Breathe in and out. Last breath. Exhale, slowly come back up. Be careful because it's strong, so pull the waist in. Lift yourself back away from the wall, cross the legs and have a seat. And then bring the soles of the feet together, a big wide diamond shape, so it doesn't need to be tight. You can have a nice wide shape. Hold on to the front of the ankles, lift the chest. So pull the chest upwards and forwards. And then exhale, round through the spine. Bring the chin into the chest, stretch the back of the shoulders. Inhale, lift tall in your seat. Exhale, round through the spine. Go for 3 more like that. Inhale, lift nice and tall in the seat. Exhale, round. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, round. This next one can be your last one. So lift really tall. And then arch and round through the spine. From that position, release the right foot, let the right leg go out. Bring the left foot a little closer in now. So the left foot is to the inside of the right thigh. Take your right hand across the body to the knee and pull yourself into a twist. So left hand is behind you on the floor. Pull that left shoulder back. Gaze to the back of the room. Lift your chest up and then rotate over, looking back past the left shoulder. Right hip might lift a little to try and twist, that's fine. You can let the whole spine twist. Big breaths. Two more. And then unravel. Come back to center. Take both hands either side of the right leg and let the body reach forwards over that right thigh. So just drop the weight of the head and the shoulders. It doesn't matter if it's not as far forwards as you like or it's not a perfect forward fold. Just relax the body weight. You can relax that right leg too. Just let the body fold forwards. Think about when you're in a forward fold and the weight of the upper body is drawing forwards. Let the same happen here. Widen the space between the shoulder blades. Close the eyes, soften around the eyes. Soften through the jaw. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Stay quite low. Take the right hand, thread it underneath the left arm. So it's reaching out in front of you. So it's stretching out to the front of the room. And then try and stay low. Let that left hand lift off the floor and just open the left side of the body to the sky. So that left hand is reaching up and over as if it's going to stretch beyond the right toes. And if you push into that right hand, it'll help you rotate the chest and the rib cage open. Wants to be some kind of stretch through that left side of the body. It's going to hit a slightly different area for all of us. So as long as you can feel some kind of stretch, that's all that matters. Lengthening from the left hip, through the side body, all the way through the ribs, through the shoulder, to the left fingertips. And then really slowly bring yourself up to a seat. Take your time. Unravel. Just notice the difference from the left to the right, and then take the left leg out. Bring the right leg in. Start with a twist. So left hand comes across, right shoulder pulls back. As the shoulder pulls back, it opens the chest. So more of the chest faces over to the right side of the room. Left hip might lift a little to help you bring the body round. Breathe in. Breathe out, twist 1. Breathe in. Twist 2. Inhale. Twist 3. Use the breath twice more. And then slowly come back to center. Take the hands either side of the left leg and just let the body fold forwards. So again, doesn't have to be your best ever stretch. Just let the weight of the body go. Relax the weight of the head. Try and relax through the hands if the hands are connected to the ground, maybe even through the elbows if the elbows are down. Wherever you can and wherever there's contact with the floor, just drop the body weight. And then you're staying low. That left hand is going to thread underneath the right arm. Hand reaches out and pushes into the floor. Staying low down, you're going to reach that right arm up and find a big stretch through the right side of the body. It's a big side bend over to the left. As long as you feel some kind of stretch and it's similar to what you did on the other side, that's all that matters. Just relax the right hand so you're not adding any unnecessary tension. And as you push into that left hand, you spiral the chest up towards the ceiling. Find more lift, more length. 3 big deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly bring things back up. We're going to come up to a seat. Take both legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake around and a stretch. If your knees are okay, what we're going to do is come over onto the knees. If you know that your knees are quite tight, take a child's pose or lie down on your back with the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. If you think they're okay, point the toes back so they're touching, and my knees are about mat width apart, so they're wider. And I'm just going to lean back and open through the quadriceps. And then to make that more intense, I'm going to lift my hips and tuck my tailbone under. So I feel that through the thighs. And you can keep doing that. You can lift the hips, tuck under, and then take a few breaths. Try and lift the hips, tuck the tailbone under, and you'll feel that pull through the thighs. Now, for most people, I think that'll be enough. If you want to take it further back, you can come down to the elbows, or you can even come down to the shoulders, but you've just got to make sure you can get back up. Unless there's someone to hand, you can shout, but we're just trying to feel a stretch through the thighs. And as I say, if it gets too much, just come in meters lying on your back, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Taking 3 more big breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Third and final breath. And then carefully coming up. So if you can, not leaning over to one side than the other, but coming up through the middle. Come over to hands and knees, cross the feet behind you and have a seat. And lie all the way back with the feet together, with the knees out wide. So there's an opening through the inner thighs. If that's okay, take the arms up overhead, hold opposite elbows. If that feels like too much and you want to just lie in a Shavasana, then stretch the legs out and release the arms down by the side. If you're comfortable here, just one last way to open the hips and the shoulders before we carry on with our day. Just deepen the breath. Big conscious breaths. Filling the rib cage. Filling the lungs. Pushing breath all the way down to the base of the lungs. Bringing in as much fresh breath as you can and getting rid of everything you don't need. And then the next 3, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Make them big and powerful. So a strong sigh out. Big breath in. And a strong sigh out. One more big and powerful. And then from wherever you are, bringing the knees into the chest, hugging the knees in. You can take the knees out wide, so just a little bit wider than the body. Kick the feet to the ceiling. Reach for the feet. Take a happy baby. Have a wriggle around. I feel like we haven't done this in ages. Just have a move around your lower back, around the sacrum. Depending on how the hamstrings feel, you might want to try and straighten the legs. See how the stretching is there in the back of the hamstrings, or you just stay with the knees nice and bent. You can use a little bit of momentum. Rock yourself up to a seat, cross the legs, close the eyes, sit nice and tall, resting the hands onto the knees. Take a breath in, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and a breath out, pull them back and down. Inhale, shoulders all the way up. Exhale, back and down. Go for one more, shoulders all the way up. And take them back and down. Reach the arms up to the sky, big breath. And then bring the hands into prayer heart center. Just bow your chin into the chest. Thank yourself for taking time to slowed down this morning, join me for stretch. Have a wonderful Wednesday.